Most of us have experienced moments where we simply can't focus at work. But why is that? Here are 8 brain hacks that you can try to reduce your urge to procrastinate while increasing your level of focus and productivity. 1. Stop multitasking. Multitasking reduces your efficiency and performance because your brain can only focus on one thing at a time. When you try to do 2 things at once, your brain lacks the capacity to perform both tasks successfully. Research also shows that in addition to slowing you down, multitasking lowers your IQ. 2. Eliminate distractions. Some of the most common distractions, such as notifications that keep popping up on your phone, having a restless mind, or even colleagues who don't respect your space and time, can really negatively impact your focus. Try switching off notifications when you need to do deep work, or write out any problems that are bothering you so that you can deal with them later at a more appropriate time. And try placing blockers in your calendar for your focus time or deep work. This will enable your colleagues to know your availability. 3. Schedule breaks. Did you know that your attention and retention diminishes after just 25 minutes of concentration? Some people swear by the Pomodoro method. It uses a timer to break work into intervals, typically 25 minutes in length, separated by short breaks. But whether this method works for you or not, try to be mindful of your level of energy and focus. The moment you feel your shoulders are heavy, your mind is wandering, and your eyes are starting to feel strained, do take a few minutes break to just breathe in deeply, or look at a relaxing scenery, or do some light stretching. 4. Keep a distraction notebook. Sometimes the reason we get distracted is that we come across something fascinating or important. For example, an article about fitness, a coupon for a getaway. That's why it's a great idea to designate a distraction notebook to keep next to your computer. You can also, of course, use the Notes app on your iPhone. Every time you stumble upon something you want to come back to later, write it down. And after work, you can revisit your distraction notebook and see if there's anything you want to dive into. 5. Automate some of your decisions. You've probably seen that Steve Jobs wore the same thing every day. But did you know that Michael Kors, Simon Cowell, and Grace Coddington do that too? They stick to the same outfit every day so that they can avoid having decision fatigue. Think about which decisions you can easily automate, such as what to eat for breakfast or lunch. This will help you free up mental space to focus on work. 6. Shift your workspace from time to time. Another way to re-energize is to change your location. When you disrupt your typical pattern, you give your brain a reboot and stimulate creativity. I usually shift from sitting to standing and vice versa, or move around to different locations in my home 2 or 3 times a day while I work so that my productivity doesn't stagnate. If you work in a traditional office setting, you can still shift your workspace by spending a few hours in maybe the balcony or an empty conference room. 7. Finish what you've started. Too often, we jump to a new task because it seems more urgent or more exciting. But if we do that over and over, we end up not checking anything off our to-do list. Make it your goal to finish each task you start, rather than jumping to a new task that comes to mind. Write it down and do it next. 8. Start what you don't think you can finish. On the flip side of finishing what you start, you also need to start what you don't think you can finish. Procrastination usually stems from being overwhelmed by a particular task or project. If you feel overwhelmed by something, it's best if you can at least get started. Tell yourself you're going to spend 10 minutes on a difficult task before taking a break. Most of the time, you'll probably get into a flow and be able to work on it for an even longer period of time.
Thank you so much to my Try with Trish Club members. It is your contributions and support that makes my work as a content creator meaningful. If you too would like to join my club and enjoy special perks, then click the join button down below to find out more.